Jedi Master Yoda once said, "Always two there are, no more, no less, a master and its apprentice." He was talking about the Sith. But in the narcissist world, always three there are. You, the narcissist, and the other supply. Once you've identified these predators, these toxic pieces of scum for what they are, and you'll understand there's always a third person, sometimes more, but there's always a third person. Now, understand that the narcissist personality disorder, it's pretty complex. They're not born that way like a psychopath is, but these people endure an upbringing, a very dynamic upbringing. They experience trauma, just like you and I, all sorts of shit. And the way they cope with that and what it does to their brain and their personality and how they go about their life after. Sometimes it's like this protective defense mechanism that they have, and by no means am I trying to defend the narcissist here. I'm just trying to give you a point of view so you understand a little better why the narcissist sometimes does the things that they do, not just the textbook candid answer of because it's in their nature, it's part of the disorder, but just want to give you a little more just a little more maybe romanticized point of view just to keep the vibe up a little bit. So imagine a narcissist was abandoned in their childhood by the father, and then when they started dating, they would get cheated on, they would get also abandoned, and now they grow up and they have this defense mechanism there where they're like, shit, I always get abandoned, so before you abandon me, I'm gonna abandon you. And they just cannot get close to someone on such an intimate level, because the minute they feel that type of bond, they automatically go into self-sabotage, I just repeated myself, self-sabotage / self-destruction mode, and they have to destroy the relationship because somehow in their disordered, wired, broken wired, unwired, rewired brain, they want to make sure that they don't get hurt again. So they're gonna hurt you before you hurt them. Little do they know that there are good people in the world and you had no intentions on hurting them. As a matter of fact, you want to get closer to them. You want to get closer with them. You want to build something with them. You want to understand. You want to help. When they need you, when they're going through something like that, it's like, talk to me. What's going on? Tell me so I can stop doing whatever's hurting you. Like, tell me. But they shut off. Like my psychopath ex said, I foresee changes. And flip the switch, and after that it was just, let's destroy everything in her path. As long as I was involved, somehow she just had to destroy it. This is what they do, okay? And that's why they always have another source of supply lined up, ready to go as insurance. You're not gonna be in a relationship with a narcissist where it's just the two of you forever. It's not going to happen. There's always going to be either an ex that they haven't fully let go of, or someone new that they're grooming just in case something goes wrong. Because these narcissists, as much as we would love to call them stupid, they're not stupid. They may have a low IQ in things, but when it comes to like this evil power that they have to destroy loving relationships and intimate relationships, they're pretty intelligent when it comes to that. Maybe it's their instinct. Maybe this is why they're all like this, because once that disorder develops, they all do the same thing. But my theory is that they do it as a sort of protective, self-protective phenomenon that occurs, and they're able to just destroy it because in their mind they feel that it's going to end anyway. So I might as well cheat. It's their logic. There's a great movie that, again, I'm going to have to do a breakdown of this film at some point. It's with Matt Damon and Robin Williams, and it's called Good Will Hunting. And I'm going to hate to spoil it, so spoiler warning. But yeah, the character of Matt Damon has abandonment issues, and he's highly intelligent, comes off very, very narcissistic, and the minute he gets close to a girl that's like really, really good, he just flips a switch and destroys it. Flips a switch, destroys it, projects, accuses her of shit, all sorts of stuff. And he's just full of shit. He's been lying. He lies about everything, lies about his family, about his past, lies about everything. And it's just something that he does, and he does it without his therapist. He destroys it. He doesn't want to feel vulnerable. The minute he feels any sort of vulnerability, he sees that as a threat, and he has to destroy it. And so he creates a lot of pain for his romantic partners. He creates a lot of pain to those that want to help. How many of you have tried to help your toxic, narcissist, disordered piece of shit? You've tried to help them. And the more you try to help them, the more they step on you and shit on you. Raise your hands or drop a like on the video. See what I did there? Drop a like on the video if you agree. How many times has it happened? More than you can count on one hand, I bet. The more you do for them, the more they shit on you. Why? Because at that point they feel like, oh wow, I'm dependent on this person. That means that if I lose this person, I'm gonna be alone. This person is going. If they take this away, then what do I have? So it's like, oh, okay, time to flip a switch. I can't feel this way. Can't feel this way. Gotta go find me someone else to have for insurance, and I gotta destroy you. I gotta make sure I let you know that you don't own me, that I'm not dependent on you. I can take this away from you instead. So they flip the narrative completely. And all of a sudden you go from this nurturing, caring, provider type of safety net that they have, like a ride or die type of person that they were lucky enough to find and get involved with. And they just destroy that, and they flip the script with, now you become very needy, you become very dependent, you can't see yourself living without them, you're afraid to be alone now, you don't know what the heck's going on, you start walking on eggshells, and they just sabotaged everything that they had lined up, everything that they had good for them. They just totally sabotaged it. And what did they do? You know that person I told you about that they had for insurance? Because always 3 there are in a narcissist relationship. Well, guess what? That relationship suddenly starts to blossom. And you are on your way out. You are all of a sudden on the way out. And they do that, and sometimes they know that they're doing that, and it's so frustrating to them that they know. I had someone tell me once, they admitted to me that they were a piece of shit. Time and time again, they would tell me, I'm such a piece of shit. They would just say that. They would say that every time they fucked up. And I was like, no, you're not a piece of shit. As you know, the things that you do, like, you have to, like, come on, like, you have to give it some thought. Like, do you really not think about your actions or the repercussions or how that may hurt someone, how it can fuck someone, the trust that you've established? And deep inside, however they take that, the way they see the world is not the way that we see it anymore. They're looking at it through the glasses of a narcissist, just of a narcissist, period. It's really what it is. They see the world like that. So it's a constant loop. They want to find that person. They want to find their person. And when they find them, it's like, oh shit, I'm gonna lose this person. Let me self-sabotage it and destroy it and just jump onto the new one. So they only feel safe at the beginning of a new relationship, when all the chemicals are flying and you're excited to get to know the person, and you're having all this crazy sex, and you're doing all this traveling, and you're taking them here, and you're buying them gifts, and doing all this shit. That's why the love bombing is so exciting. They do all that shit, they do all that shit, they do all that shit. They get you hooked on that shit. And then all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh, that's it. This is not going according to plan. This doesn't fit my narrative anymore. Time to flip the script and go off with the new person and repeat that process. It's like they get high over dating someone new and going on chase mode. Like, some of them just need to be in that chase mode. right? So they're chasing the new supply. They're chasing the new supply. They don't care if the new supply has a boyfriend, a girlfriend, if they're married, husband and wife. They don't care. They're in that chase mode. That chase mode just drives them, right? It's like they have to get in there. They have to get in there. They have to get to know this person. They have to get into that circle, right? They have to break into that social circle. They have to date that person. They got to take away that person from whoever they're dating at the time. They just have to do it. And now that poor sucker, right? They just, whatever they had going on got screwed up. They fucked up. They got, they gave in to temptation. They were weak. They didn't know this was a succubus or an incubus coming into their life. Totally destroyed, but they're like, hey, but you know what? Now I have this person and this is going to be great, because they believe all the hype. But then within a few months, the narcissist just flips the script and just goes and does the same shit with someone else. But now for you, for the victim, you're screwed. You're screwed, but the narcissist doesn't see it that way. They see it like they got a brand new shiny object. Hell yeah, life treats me good. I got something good going. Now, what y'all can see when you heal from this and you can pull yourself back, you can realize that the one who really lost, the one who's really in hell, is the psychopath narcissist. That's the one that's really in hell, because they're repeating a pattern that's doomed to fail nonstop. It's a constant feedback loop of disaster. They don't realize that they're never going to be happy because they're incapable. They're incapable of being happy because they are programmed now. They have been wired now to destroy everything that's good for them at some point. And it just happens and they just can't stop. They just can't stop. Think about how many times have y'all been in a relationship with people like this? And it's like, look, had you not, you could have just ended the relationship. You didn't need to cheat. You could have just told me, hey, this is not working anymore, right? Or I met someone new, as cruel as that is, but you know what? I realize that the fact that I'm meeting new people means that I'm not happy with you, and I just, you know what? As cruel as that is, it doesn't compare to the cruelty of being a complete infidel behind your back and playing two people. Because at the end of the day, you are playing two people, because the narcissist they're playing you, but remember what they're telling the new supply. The lies they're telling the new supply, oh yeah, this person, he's crazy, and they abuse me, and they treat me like shit, and they're controlling, or whatever, or, I'm filing for divorce, I'm trying to get that divorce right, but he won't give me the divorce. Yeah, right, bullshit, bitch. Bullshit. It's all some fabricated masquerade that they tell the new supply to hook them. And the poor, innocent, soon-to-be victim has no idea. They think they've won the lottery. They've met this person that's out of their league sometimes, they may even feel. And it's like, oh, wow, this is so cool. I can't believe this happened to me. I finally have someone, right? And unfortunately, the red flags were always there, but they didn't know they were red flags at the beginning. And sometimes not knowing what you don't know is a problem. Because we can know shit. Sometimes we know shit and we see it and we choose to do it anyway. And it's like, okay, well, you know what you were getting yourself into. Now there's consequences. Now you got to deal with that. Fine. But it's not knowing what you don't know. I did not know about psychopaths and narcissists. I did not know this shit. Right? So it's like, okay, you go through it and it's like you get burned. And it's like, wow, I didn't even know. No wonder I was losing my head, right? But once you know, now you're a volunteer. If you meet someone like that shows familiar red flags, now you know. If you decide to go on that merry-go-round, you know where you're going to get. So that's fine. Enjoy the sex, enjoy the gifts, enjoy the spikes. But don't complain when it comes to an end. Don't complain when you get discarded. Don't complain when they've been cheating on you with your best friend. Don't complain when they tell you that person at the office or whatever that was going through some difficult times. Don't complain if actually they were just fucking the whole time. Don't complain when they tell you some bullshit that makes no fucking sense. And then later you find out, damn, my intuition was right. My gut was screaming at me the whole time. That story made no sense because that story was made up to distract you from the fact that they were having an affair. Don't complain. Don't complain. You made that choice. You knew what you were getting into. But if you don't know, if you didn't know what the hell this was about, then don't beat yourself up. That's part of life. We go through this shit and it's like an eye-opening experience. But you have to learn from it. You have to learn from it and take this energy and transform it into something better for you. Because you are not doomed to follow the same script and the same pattern like these toxic disordered individuals are. That's their curse. They're in that shit because they don't have the self-awareness. You don't have to follow that path. All right, so just know there's always three in a relationship with a narcissist. You, the narcissist, and the other person. And once you know what you're in, once you know who you're dealing with, right? Once you know, now the power is all on you. You have control. You can choose to walk away now. And I'm not saying walking away is easy or that the trauma just disappears, but at least you don't continue to receive poison and abuse, and you don't have to sit in that shit that just spirals you down and destroys your self-esteem and your self-worth forever. You can get out. All right? That's all I got for today, guys. So if you know this is the shit that you're in and you're watching a video like this and it's resonating with you, then take that as a sign. It's time to cut ties with that person because it's not going to get any better. It never does. All right? So thanks for sticking around and watching the video. I hope you got some value. If you've been through a situation like this and you know, the fact that there was someone else and there was always someone else from the beginning and shit hit the fan and it all came to fruition later, all came to the light. Share your stories below. Share your stories with the community so y'all can see that this is the same pattern. So y'all can see that you're not alone, that this just didn't happen to you. It's a common thing. It's happening all over the world. It's a very, very common thing. It's sad, but it's true. And if you need help and you'd like some more information on my coaching program, click the link below in the description and I'll give you more details on how we can work together through this crazy nightmare. All right? So hope you guys are having a great day. Keep fighting, keep moving forward, stay strong, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a good one.